Truly, I think it's a question of coaching tonight. It's all about what has head coach, freshly minted head coach of the Sin City Samurai, Zach Benjamin, had a chance to learn after a heartbreaking Week 1 loss in which he was looked a little bit outmatched by the Denver squad in their second season out. Top to bottom, that game was rough for the former Canton City Classics, and they are looking to be more triumphant on the road here. Bossier City looking to defend home field and just find a way to limit the late game mistakes, limit the mental errors, as it were. Clean that up, and this is an entirely different team.
Couldn't agree with you more, as Sin City is set back to receive the kickoff. That's going to be fielded at the 5, taking up to, looks about the 27. We're going to get a first down here. So we're going to get a look at Scar Patterson coming out. Scar Patterson, he's been around for quite a minute, Alex. He's a veteran, and he's really good. They love him here in Sin City. Let's see what they do here on first down. Scar Patterson, he's got a spread look here. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Back and a fullback in the backfield. He is going to hand it off up the middle, and that is to Lee. And it's going to be no gain. It's a really good stop there from Freddie Trammer.
A swift response from the linebacking core, arriving on scene very quickly, and I expect a lot of that tonight. This secondary is also quick on their feet, so plenty of speedsters on this defense.
Going empty already on second down. Patterson's going to roll out to his right, fire downfield, nearly intercepted. Wow. Bogey Barr had his hands on it, couldn't get it.
Oh boy, folks, let me tell you, this could be a Zach Benjamin special. Those of you who watched his teams in the minors this past season, whenever he was the head coach for the New York City Gargoyles, there's lots of spread looks, lots of empty backfields.
3rd and 10 here. We're going to get a look here at our first 3rd and long situation with Patterson. Going in motion is number 13, Elliot Pope Jr. We know he's a deep ball kind of receiver. Let's see what we can see here. Patterson going to roll out to his left, fire downfield, wide open receiver, makes a man miss. He's got out the receiver down the right sideline. Nice spin move, hurdles over a defender and gets down all the way. I believe it inside the 20, Alex. What a play.
Not one, but 2 incredible attempts by the defense, stymied by one of the most versatile receivers we've seen out here. He breaks one tackle, has the speed to get an extra 20 yards before spinning another one out of his shoes. Only one to beat, and finally dragged down from behind to make a touchdown-saving tackle.
Oh, Billipre Sr. here, really making some noise. Along with this Sin City team traveling in here on the road here, about to put up some points in the first drive. 1st and 10, Scar Patterson under center. He's got 2 wide receivers out. He's going to sit in the pocket. He's going to check it down. I believe picking up 3 there. That's number 89, Talia Bobby on the reception.
Now it's getting crowded here. This is a situation where you're inside the red zone so early. The line to gain is basically the end zone, but not quite. You've got no choice but to get strong.
Nice job there, picking up a few. 3rd and 3. Logan Lee couldn't quite get there, and we're going to see a 3rd and short situation. This is very, very close to the goal line, Alex. What are we going to see here?
Oh, it's got to be big bodies on the line here. There's no way that they are not trying to get cute with it. I see a run.
All right, high formation here. Patterson's going to send a man in motion. That's Bobby going from the right to the left. He's going to drop back. He's going to pass here, fire down, and what a catch in the back of the end zone. It stands right now. That's Talon Steele on the reception. In the back of the end zone, Alex.
Fooling everyone, even me. The defense here has no one covering the back of the end zone, and that exact spot is where Talon Steele was running on a streak, and it's too easy to hit a man that wide open for a vet like Scar Patterson.
Unbelievable first drive there. We saw explosive plays, right? If you want to talk about this team in their first week against Denver, we didn't really see much of the explosive plays, Alex. So really good if you're a Sin City fan to come out here and see just those explosive right out of the gate, driving downfield, putting up 7. That's huge for the away team.
And so quickly, too. It was a blink and you might miss it sort of drive, just over 2 minutes off the clock, and they have easily moved the ball just thanks to one incredible extra effort by Al Dilcree Sr. that put all the momentum in their favor.
We're going to see a return here, right out to the 28. We're going to see Johnny Pickler get a chance, get a crack at it. We know he's been known to sling the rock here.
Three-time All-Star, 12 seasons veteran. He is a menace to be held. Look at those double sleeves too. Very stylish look.
They've got some of the coolest sleeves in the league. So Johnny Pickler here under center, 3 wide receivers. He's got 2 to his left, but 1 going in motion now from his left to his right. That is number 81 here, Jeff Banfield. They're going to hand off up the middle. And a nice hit there from Sin City's defense. Rockefeller coming in and putting the lumber on number 20, Rob Noel.
Getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry is Kanye Rockefeller, one of the most dangerous safeties. But you think about him in the pass game, not so much the run game.
All right, here, second down. We're going to see a nice little check down out to the outside. How about Noel with the stiff arm going to the sideline, picking up a few. It's going to be a 3rd and short situation for Bossier City.
And Rob Noel is the kind of guy I like to call, he's just a steamroller. He's 6'1", 260 pounds. He starts rumbling and he gets ahead of steam behind him. He's hard to bring down one-on-one.
3rd and 3. High Joker's look here for Johnny Pickler. He's going to pass out of this set. He's got to get the ball out quick, and wow. Nice play there by the defense, setting up a 4th down situation. That's not what you want if you're the home team, Alex.
Looking for Garrison Blue. It's a tight window, and Johnny Pickler does find the one slot that he can throw in to hit Blue in the hands, but Garrison just cannot hang on as the very physical work by the secondary lays a hit on him to bring that ball loose.
They're going to punt it away here. We're going to get a chance to see Sin City back on the offense. Alex, this could be huge as the return coming out to the 31. This could be huge, Alex. If Scar Patterson comes back out on the field here and leads this Sin City Samurai offense to a 14-0 lead, this could be dangerous territory for the home team.
Absolutely. First change that I'd like to see is a man on Al Dilcree Sr. at all times. If you want to do combination man-zone looks, that's fine, but none of this zone-only coverage. You've got to have someone on him so he can't find soft spots in the zone.
So 1st and 10, Scar Patterson. Nice pass out to the right side, gets it out to Talababi, and that's it's going to be a nice pickup of 7 on 1st down.
And one of those little outlet routes, Talababi lining up in the backfield on that play. You see her operating as the fullback instead of Chevy Monte Carlo there, and she does this little move in open space and just runs upfield to get some easy 7 yards.
2nd and 3 now. Patterson, eye Joker's look. They're going to send Bobby in motion from the right to the left. See what they decide to do here. 2nd and short. They are going to hand it off and blown up in the backfield. Great play by the defensive line of Bossier City. 3rd and 6 situation. It's a little bit more, the playbook is open. Let's just say that, Alex.
You can, but it favors the pass here. It looks like the guard was pulling from the right side, and that's where the D-line got easy penetration to blow that up in the backfield.
3rd and 6 now. Trips formation to the right for Scar Patterson. They got to make something happen. He's going to drop back in the pocket, and oh man, couldn't quite grab it.
Al Patterson, or Al Dilcree Sr., the target there. He's looking for the man who made a miracle happen previously, and the ball was where it needed to be more or less, but all kinds of traffic there made it a very low percentage catch. It falls to the turf harmlessly, forcing a punt.
Punting away now.
Oh no!
Oh man, that was very close.
Dave Axis making the entire home crowd and the booth take a deep breath in fear as he just dares the gunner to hit him. I hate to see that play every time.
So 1st and 10, Johnny Pickler back out on the field. Let's introduce this offense, Alex. Johnny Pickler under center, Rob Noel, Robert Nemchek, and Speedy Gonzalez are the backs in the backfield. Dave Axis, Vin Calia, Jeff Banfield are the wide receivers. Adam Williams and Garrison Blue are the tight ends. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Nice run there by Rob Noel, picking up 8 yards. He's been really good so far, and definitely somebody they need to lean on if they're going to move forward. I'm going to get back to these offensive linemen, Alex. I'm sorry. Yogi Bar and Hokie Bar are the tackles. Anthony Anderson is the guard, and Jukin Rukin is the center. 2nd and 2 now. Johnny Pickler under center here. Bossier City's got a hand. They're going to hand it off to the right side, and they're going to say he's short, Alex.
Ooh,
Rob Noel.
Inches. I wouldn't be surprised to see a challenge here. I wouldn't throw it. I think it's too low percentage, but that's one of those where they're asking Nemchek to use his 6'1", 190 frame to get a speedy run to the edge, and he almost gets there. Now I want to see something between the tackles, between the guards even. Show me a dive.
3rd and inches. Going in motion from left to right. That's going to be Garrison Blue, the tight end, lone on an island out there, maybe for some blocking. They're going to hand it off to Rob Noel, who's got some space again, and a nice hit by the defense, but Bossier City moving the chains. That's what they needed, Alex.
Great left side gut run. It's a gutsy run as well. It's one of those things where you see how they've got they've got a lot of power on their line leaning to that left side. That's where Anthony Anderson is 6'7", 335.
Johnny Pickler fires in down the seam, gets it to his receiver, Dave Axis, the diva himself, going up with the grab, and what a play there by Axis.
The All-Star last season, only his first All-Star appearance, somehow skies up there, snags it at the apex of his jump, and brings it into the chest as he's brought down to the ground. Just an A-plus route run and catch.
The 1st and 10. Again, Bossier City starting to find some life on offense here, Alex.
Momentum
look
swinging
here.
their way.
They're sending the heat. Sin City has nice check down to the right side, and Sin City was all over it. They sent heat up the middle and really crashed down from that safety position onto the right side.
Pressure coming from every direction. Pickler has no time to even think about it. Hits his fullback, Speedy Gonzalez, who is able to get 2 yards across the line of scrimmage. Great outlet pass.
2nd and 8 here. Johnny Pickler going to send his tight end in motion. Again, Garrison Blue going from left to the right. And notice a man following. We've got some man coverage here. Wonder if they decide to pass, and they are. Johnny Pickler's got some heat off the backside. Gets it to his receiver, Vin Calia, coming up clutch. The communication, Alex, to go from point A to point B, that connection was brilliant.
And that's not only the impressive thing that we're seeing here. It's truly a testament that Sin City is playing a very physical game, but Bossier City on this drive, their receivers are aware of it. They've made the adjustment, and they're committed to making catches where they're getting hit. And they are aware they're going to have to do it.
1st and 10 here again. Sin City pressing people up. Tackled in the backfield, but shakes it off as Rob Noel as he gets 4 yards. He's been really good picking up some good yardage, really stabilizing those first downs for Bossier City.
Essential to really find ways to move the chains, and this drive is already well within field goal range, almost inside the red zone, just a shade outside it.
By Joker's look here.
Oh,
They're going to hand it off again, and how about the running lanes? 3rd and 1. He didn't quite get the first down, Nemchek here, but man, how about the running lanes? It's been really spectacular.
wide open, untouched until he's finally met at the apex of his run, 1 yard shy by the safety. So fast.
So 3rd and 1 here. Do they go back to the inside run? They're going to motion the fullback from the right side to the left side. They're going to go with a draw here and scheming it up. Oh, he does not. They're going to say he does have it. That was a little close, Alex. It was a little finicky.
Could see a flag here, but he stands him up with an incredible tackle. There it is, red hanky. Give us the sideline cam.
Oh, man, as we're going to get a look at this here. Man, and at first initial look, Alex, it doesn't look like he gets that. That's just my initial look. Let's see if we get a better view here. He sees behind his lineman. That's not really a good angle, is it?
No,
here we go.
Not, but I think
see the ball's in his right hand.
It's not at the point of tackle, though. I think it's whenever he actually stumbles against the lineman. That's what the original spot was. It was further forward there, but they're going to say it wasn't a cross because he got tackled with the ball behind the line. I agree with that change.
That's a big, big, big stop there for Sin City, holding Bossier City to a 3-point, pending the extra point here from their kicker, Matt Finnick.
I can't conscience this. It's inches to go. You gotta give your guy a shot.
Finnick's kick is right through the uprights. Bossier City, the home team's on the board. The crowd likes it, but yeah, you gotta think there might be some disappointment on the sidelines, right? 4th and inches, you got a guy like Johnny Pickler who loves to sling the rock. Rob Noel's been averaging, 2 to 3, anywhere from 2 to 4 yards a carry consistently. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a blown opportunity. I think with this line and how effective we've seen their running lanes open up, especially in these need-to-get-it situations, they have consistently dominated the line of scrimmage initially with only one bad run play in their book so far.
Gonna get a nice return here to the 33. I think it's the best return we've seen of the night. That's from Hubba Kimbrell. And we're going to see Sin City come out here. Sin City, let's introduce this offense. Scar Patterson under center. Hubba Kimbrell, Robert Johnson, and Logan Lee are the 3 backs in the backfield. Chevy Monte Carlo's the fullback. Elliott Pope Jr., Kenny Hendricks, and Al Dillapre Sr. are the wide receivers. Talon Steele and Talababi are the tight ends. L.L. Volton, Jackson Barito are the tackles. Rose Steele and Adam Chance are the guards. 1st and 10 here. Ace trips look here for Scar Patterson. He's got 3 receivers to his left. A back in the backfield. We're going to see a run on 1st down. No, we're not. Scar Patterson shaking off a sack, fires down. Oh my gosh, off a couple of defenders. Oh, Bossier City was all over it. It started with the pressure in the backfield and then came with the deflections.
And this is one of those heart-stopper plays where it looks like Bossier City has 3 different ways to hurt Sin City, and somehow all that happens is the pass falls to the turf. Could have been a sack, could have been a pick.
They're going to go back to this ace trips formation. This time they're going to send Bobby in motion from left to right here. 2nd and 10, do they go back to a pass? Yes, they do. Scar Patterson, nice little check down to Logan Lee, who breaks a tackle, but cannot shake the tackle on the back end. It's from the outside linebacker, Jobu McSlim, or the defensive tackle, excuse me.
And it's one thing where you can shift, you can make one man miss, but getting 2 broken tackles in a row is a lot to ask for in this kind of situation.
So 3rd and 7 here. Bossier City, this crowd wants a stop. Patterson dropping back in the pocket. Oh, nearly breaks up a pass. Oh, and overthrows it. Trying to get it downfield. Wow, Bossier City, the athleticism from the defensive tackle position really could have messed up the timing on that throw, Alex.
And somehow, I'm in awe of how Scar Patterson bought extra time with that pump fake. Normally, that kind of maneuver gets you sacked with lots of yards lost. This time, the defender bites on it because of just how savvy he is in getting it forward, timing it just so. And if he gets that completion there, what a play.
Couple broken tackles on the punt return, but nothing can happen else there by Dave Axis, getting it out to the 29, and we're going to see Johnny Pickler get a chance to lead this offense again downfield. This game so far, Alex, it seems like kind of back and forth, right? We saw the explosive drive on the first drive from the Sin City Samurai, from Scar Patterson, and ever since that big play to Al Dillapre, it's kind of tapered off a little bit. We'll see what Johnny Pickler has here on 1st down. Bunch set to his left. He's got a receiver out on the island to the right. Johnny Pickler's going to keep it, scramble up the middle. I don't hate the decision, Alex. 7 yards.
Not in that situation. It's one of those things where the routes downfield were clearly covered. The one shallow route was a comebacker that was already manned up. He sees that the linebackers all have their backs turned. He has opportunity. He scrambles for 7. Hard to hate it.
So 2nd and 3, a lot more manageable here. After the good scramble here, they're going to hand it off to the left side. Noel breaking a tackle. Can't break the second one. 3rd and inches for Bossier City.
And it's a missed block by Jukin Rukin, who is having to get to the 2nd level. Couldn't quite get there in time, but if he gets there, that is not just a 1st down. That is +5, +10.
The 3rd and inches here. The run game's been working well for them. Let's see if they stick with it. Motion from left to right. That's number 83. Backup tight end here. They're going to toss it out to Nemchek. Nemchek breaks a tackle on the outside. And if it weren't for the safety coming down there and making a play, that really could have been lethal. And that's going to be the end of our first quarter here. It's been a good one here in Louisiana. Sin City up 7-3 over Bossier City. I'm Mike O'Neill. Alex West in the booth with me here. And Alex, we got a good one.
We do have a good one. Bossier City is working on a comeback here. They're not down by much. Sin City with one explosive play is the reason that they are up in this ball game. But Bossier City has seemingly made some adjustments on defense.
Pickler going to drop back. He's got some heat off the backside, and I think that kind of equated into a little bit of a quick throw. Just couldn't connect with his wide receiver there, Vincalia.
A little bit too cute for me. I don't like those short timing routes that that call on just like a quick shovel. That's too close to the line of scrimmage for me.
A little too close for you, huh? 2nd and 10. Pickler, 3 wide receivers on the field, 2 to his right, 1 to his left, a lone back in the backfield. Pickler, nice block pickup on the backside here, and he's got the receiver. What a catch! Vincalia couldn't connect with him on the last play, but this one, that's all gravy, baby.
That is the epitome of effort. He's down there somewhere. I don't care how many jerseys there are. My guy is my guy. Putting all his faith in Vincalia to somehow come down with that one. And the 6-time All-Star repays him in kind.
Johnny Pickler's been doing this throughout his entire tenure in the league. As we're going to see here, first down, fired out in another close call. I mean, listen, Johnny Pickler's slinging it right now. This time, Garrison Blue getting in on the action as it sets up a 2nd and 1.
King Jamal, the safety, coming screaming, unblocked on a blitz. Was the pressure there? Somehow Pickler finds the window off to the other side, away from where the blitz in the hole is. He still makes that pass a completion.
Just an incredible throw here. 2nd and 1. Short yardage situation. Do they go back to the run? Yes, they do. Rob Noel has a great lane on the outside here. It's a great off-tackle run by Noel, and he's really been kind of the stability for this offense.
And there's no question in my mind that anytime you have a short yardage to go, that this team should absolutely be calling Rob Noel's number every time that he's available, because he is that consistent of a runner.
No, Nemchek, I was about to say, Nemchek has as well. Look at this first down run. 7 yards here. 7 yards from Nemchek. Unbelievable.
Again, those two are thunder and lightning. One rumbles forward, the other hits the hole like greased lightning. It is a tough 1-2 punch to deal with, and I agree with the fact that Noel is their bell cow, but they do get both plenty of touches, which I love seeing that.
Short yardage situation here. Bossier City gonna hand it off up the middle. Noel again following blockers. 3rd and inches though. Again, another inches situation. You gotta think they stick with the ground game here.
And that ball carrier vision is really something special about Rob Noel, about how he's able to follow his blocks, understand where he needs to be and where he needs to step to maximize his forward momentum.
3rd and inches. Bossier City trying to move the chains here. Johnny Pickler under center. Awaiting the snap. They're going to run it out to the right side, and Nemchek's got some room, breaks a couple tackles, carries a defensive end on his back, and wow, 1st and goal for the Steamers.
And what I love about their ability to give the ball to either of these two backs and achieve the same consistency in that short yardage is because of how fast Robert Nemchek hits those holes. He just comes out with one step and then he's off.
Bunch set here for Pickler, firing down the back of the end zone. We're going to get a pass interference. That was a little too close. I don't know. What do you think about this one, Alex? It seemed a little bang-bang.
Let's see the replay here, but if the helmet is away from the ball, then you know what you have to call. Let's watch this one. Yeah, he's not even watching the ball as it's coming in. He's just straight up watching the guy as he lays that hit. If you keep your eye on the ball, that maybe you can get away with it, but that one, no, you can't turn your head.
Very close there. They're going to call Kanye Rockefeller with a defensive pass interference. We'll set up Bossier City on the 1 for a 1st and goal. Johnny Pickler trying to put his team in the end zone here for the home crowd. Awaiting the snap here. They're going to hand it off up the middle.
Oh!
Noel is stopped at the line to gain. Decken and goal.
That is the rare sight. Rob Noel losing the Oklahoma drill because he has to do a little shoulder shimmy to even find the hole, and there's a linebacker waiting for him there.
Decken and goal. The crowd wants a touchdown. Can they deliver? Hand off to the right side. Nemchek into the end zone. Right off tackle to the right side. Bossier City Steamers putting up 6.
And it's such a fast throwing in their blitz that's coming off the weak side. Johnny Pickler gets hit almost as he gives that ball away. It was nearly a tackle for a loss, but Rob Nemchek gets to the edge and makes it an actual game. Bossier City up on top.
Play there. What a drive. I mean, let's talk about the, you had a couple bang passes from Pickler, right? And he's been known for doing that throughout his entire career. Throwing the ball up, trusting his receivers. He's a big rah-rah guy, right? He's throwing the ball up and he's trusting his guy to go and get it. That's what he did on that drive there. But you balance that in with the runs from Nemchek and Noel, and suddenly you've got a really balanced offense, Alex.
And it's a dangerous one, too, because you can't actually ever give up on the fact that Pickler will throw downfield at will. But the running game is so consistent that you can never leave the box empty.
And Sin City now, a couple mistakes now. It looks like we're going to get a block in the back or a clipping here. Yeah, and it's going to take them back again. Oh, this is tough. That's a really tough penalty. They're starting from their 14 now. Can Scar Patterson dial this offense up and get this back in? We're going to introduce this defense for Bossier City here. Defensive ends are Stephen Fellows and Rob Foraker. Defensive tackles are Biff Markham and Jobu McSlim. Bogey Barr, Freddie Trammell are the outside linebackers. Pink Lisa, Michaela Foraker, Stuart Somalia, and Gunny McGuire are the corners. Bob Funk is the free safety. Zach Holdorf is the strong safety here. 1st and 10, Scar Patterson. Gonna have a receiver go in motion from left to right. That's Kenny Hendricks. Haven't seen him tonight. Patterson's gonna take the snap. They're gonna hand off to the left side here. Getting it to Lee, trying to take a page out of Bossier City's book. Picking up 3 here on 1st down.
And this is just getting back to basics, which they desperately need to do. Establish the running game. Remind the Bossier City defense that you actually have 3 backs and you know how to use it.
2nd and 7 here. Guard Patterson, again, Kenny Hendricks in motion from left to right. There's something that they're seeing on the defense here. Alex, they're trying to take advantage of. They're going to hand off to the right side or up the middle here. They're going to be stopped at the line to gain. Really good play from Biff Markham on the defensive line.
And it's just getting a little bit too samey there. And the Bossier City defense collapsing, responding. They are very aware of what the possibilities are, and they want to make things difficult for those running lanes.
Quads look here on 3rd down. Patterson taking the snap. Bossier City sending heat, and he cannot connect with a receiver. Those blitzes have been paying off for Sin City.
And it's incredible work by the Steamers to actually find these windows to get the blitzes, to get pressure home, to make Scar Patterson very uncomfortable back there. He has almost no time to throw.
Tough break there for the Samurai as they're down 3 points now. 5 minutes left in the 1st half. Giving the ball back to a hot steaming, I almost said a steaming hot, steam. And, I mean, look, their offense is rolling. Let's be honest here. You don't want to give the ball back to Johnny Pickler right now after that drive.
We can say that they are definitely steaming right along. That offensive line is doing so much work to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. And when you do that, when you establish that front line, you allow yourself to throw the ball or run the ball, and that makes you unpredictable, even when you're in what would normally be a passing set.
Yeah, they are definitely winning in the trenches so far. 1st and 10 here. Pickler got some heat off the side, and he's going to connect with Kalia. And how about that connection, Alex? It's really nice.
And it's once again just trusting that his guys are going to be there to make those catches when the defender lays the hit. He's not afraid to bet on his guys to make those catches, and they have been reliable for him several times tonight. A couple of times you wonder what Pickler's even seeing down there.
Yeah, they just dropped into zone coverage, and Pickler's really just dicing them up in between zones. 1st and 10 here. The Steamers continuing to move downfield. Pickler's got some pressure off the backside, and again with Kalia. He has been his safety valve tonight, Alex.
And he's so fast at the line of scrimmage. The reason we're seeing all of these passes go Kalia's way is because of how he is winning the line of scrimmage with with just one cut. You see him go inside, lose the defender, and get himself 2 yards of space so that he can catch the ball and bring it into his chest before the defender even lays the shoulder down.
I'll tell you what, it's always a good sign whenever the quarterback is throwing the routes on the receiver's break, right when they're breaking, because that's the best time to throw the ball where they don't defend here. And what a play there from Johnny Pickler, getting it out to his receiver. Unbelievable job. He had a blitz coming off that side and just threw right over the top. Really good play there to Jeff Banfield.
And Banfield, this time with his back turn, if he has an opportunity to break that tackle, it's pay dirt. But as it stands, he'll be more than happy to get a first down for the Steamers. And now they're well within almost goal to go.
So 1st and 10 here. Do they go back to the run game, Alex, at any point? 1st and 10.
At some point.
Johnny Pickler, not right now, throwing it downfield, and Garrison Blue into the end zone, taking a hit. How about the big man into the end zone for 6?
And you know what? I love it because you're already in a situation where you're up. You have an opportunity to just exploit a weakness. You've got some man-on-man matchups. You send whoever you think has the best chance to go into the end zone, and he delivers a ball perfectly in front of the corner where the safety, Kanye Rockefeller, has a chance to make a play on the ball, but he plays the receiver to throw the shoulder down. Blue comes up with that catch.
That was a hospital pass. I mean, luckily Garrison Blue's a big dude, right? But that was a hospital pass.
Absolutely one of those. I wouldn't be surprised to see him going under the blue tent just to make sure he's okay. But no worries so far. He was able to walk off under his own power.
You gotta be safe. Oh man, so 17-7 for Bossier City. Hey, listen, guys, it's been a minute, and we hope you haven't forgotten. It's super simple to smash that like button and help the channel out. We just crossed the 8,500 subscriber mark, so subscribe if you have already if you have not, so you'll never miss a live stream highlight or podcast. Thanks for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the SFL. Mike O'Neill here, Alex West alongside me in the booth. In Bossier City, I mean, they're just doing what they do, right? They're steaming right now. They're steamrolling through the arm of Johnny Pickler, really, but being balanced out by Rob Noel and Nimchek. That's been a really good duo. Now, the question is, Alex, Scar Patterson's got to get something on this drive, correct?
Not only that, he has to take time off the clock in doing it. The Bossier City offense, ever since they punted on their opening drive, has scored on their last 3 consecutive drives. Field goal, touchdown, touchdown. That is not something that you can allow to keep happening. Oh my God, Dillapree's loose!
What a play! Apparently the big receiver of the night for Sin City, Al Dillapree, has been a problem for the Bossier City secondary, and getting his second explosive play tonight. Wonderful play there. Nice rollout by Patterson on the backside post, and God, man, they had single high safety over the top, and that was a perfect play from Dillapree.
And it's the Corn King, Zach Holdorf, that was trying to come down to make the play and the tackle, but instead ends up eating Dillapree's dust there for a bit.
I think that was a great term. First down, Patterson's got some pressure, trying to get back to Al Dillapree, and just cannot. That well as I don't want to say run dry, but on that play it did.
Well, it's one of those where he's only got so much gas in the tank. You got to let him get a breather every now and again. But there's a little bit more magic in it. We'll go back to him.
So 2nd and 10 here. Bossier City crowd does not like that pick play. 2nd and 10, Patterson under center. Gonna roll out again to his left. Do we see again? And yes, we do. Dillapree again with it. If it works once, go back to it until they can stop it.
And it's just not something they've figured out the answer to yet. Dillepre's getting a mismatch on that inside corner since he's actually in the slot there. That gives him the advantage with that route taking him forward about 10-ish yards and then out either on the out route or on the post route, gives him the break advantage.
Nice pickup there for Dillepre. He's been really, really hot so far in this game. Over 100 already. Oh, nearly intercepted. Patterson's ball nearly intercepted there. That was number 45 on that play. I believe that was Bogey Barr.
That is Bogey Barr there, but not only that, it's a great play at the line of scrimmage done by, I believe that was Michaela Foraker, who was playing heads-up press coverage on Al Dillepre to disrupt his timing, which let Bogey Barr get in there to break that pass up.
Patterson awaiting the snap. He's going to shift over to a Twins look. Patterson back in the pocket, has some time, chucks it down to the side, into the flat there, and a nice play there by Bobby, making a reception.
Nearly a pickoff, though, or a swatted ball. The defender was screaming that direction, but everything finally starting to click for the Samurai. They haven't had much working, but once again, it's a miracle play by Dillepre Sr. that opens up this offense.
Patterson here, gonna drop back. He's intercepted. What a play from the defense. Stewart's O'Melia coming in, reading the route, reading the eyes of the quarterback, and jumping on that ball. Excellent job by the defense.
And it feels like everyone was just going downfield. Pickler had nothing but deep routes to choose from. He's trying to find the advantage there, but there's so many blue jerseys in the way. Just no chance.
Trying to get a little greedy there. Alex, do you think Sin City maybe could have gone back to the run a little bit on that drive?
I feel like you could have relied a little bit more on the run game just before you tried to uncork something a little bit deeper there. A little aggressive early, but that has been a signature of Benjamin's coaching style in the minors, and it has paid dividends there.
Pressure off the backside there as Pickler's going to fire out. This time he couldn't connect. Evan Lacey was there with the pass breakup.
And that's just a physical play by the defense. Something they've been doing all night, and they've been doing it with aplomb, is making sure the amount of extra yardage that happens after the catch, that yak is at an all-time low, except for those rare moments where Pickler finds someone in a seam or a tackle gets broken.
2nd and 10 here. Johnny Pickler under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Nice block pickup. Noel hits the edge, taken down the sideline, carrying in people all the way down. What a play by Rob Noel, and he's been really, really good. I keep saying it, Alex, but he's been really good.
Sent that man into the shadow realm. The linebacker is there, but gets absolutely sent downwards. It's the second effort. It's the pursuit that has to happen down the sideline before they finally catch up to it.
As we've reached the 2-minute warning here in the first half, and Bossier City driving downfield. We thought for a second Sin City was gonna, kind of make some noise. They were driving downfield, had some big splash plays to Dillepre, but turned the ball over, and now it's Bossier City again. Johnny Pickler under center, bunch set to his left. He's got some time in the pocket, firing out. Oh, dropping the bucket to Garrison Blue. 2nd and 2.
That one's one that I just am shaking my head. How on earth did he even get his hands to that ball? That one is all the way out of his normal wingspan.
A really, really good night so far from Pickler. Eye Jokers look here. They go back to the run, possibly. They're going to shift the fullback in motion from left to right. And they are going to go back to Rob Noel, who the corner crashing in and making a play on that. That's a really good play from the defense of Sin City. That was number 21, King Jamal.
You blink and you think it's almost assuredly going to be a first down as they go for the run play there. It's just almost been automatic. But now Sin City stands tall. Can they do it a second time?
Dave Axis going in motion from the tight end spot. They're going to hand off up the middle here. Noel just clear running lanes. And we're going to get our first timeout here.
And that's really because they have access on the field in the tight end spot. They're doing a little bit of a head fake there in that they've got all these wide receivers out there. So it forces Sin City to really empty out the box, but that just makes things extra simple for Noel.
It's a great point, Alex. You got to respect the pass when you've got receivers or playmakers out there like that. Nice inside pass here. Quick slant there across the middle as Pickler's going to get it to Dave Axis. We just talked about him. And Bossier City really moving this thing in different ways.
And you can't ever count him out either. That's the incredible genius of some of these formation substitutions and how they're good and clever, but not too clever with it. The play calling is sound. It's the formation substitutions that are creative.
Bunch set again for Pickler. He's got time. He's going to fire it out to the sideline. Not a bad decision because it does stop the clock, right? Getting it out to Vincali on an out route. But you want to see maybe a little bit more than 1 yard.
1 yard feels like a mistake, even if it is one of those situations where you do stop the clock. I would rather see a gain of 5 yards and have to call a timeout than see a gain of 1 yard and look at second and 9.
2nd and 9, Pickler. They love this formation here. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Oh!
Pressure off the backside, and how about the defense coming in? Number 42 coming in and making a play. That's Zach Benjamin, outside linebacker, getting a sack.
And that's a big stand by him, absolutely unblocked. Respect to Cameron Duty because he just got obliterated.
Obliterated is correct. Johnny Pickler, first time he's been down in the dirt tonight. We're going to see Pickler sending a man in motion. That's Jeff Banfield going from the right to the left, setting up kind of like a spaced out quads look here. Pickler back in the pockets, got some pressure off the backside, tries to go to a high ball here to Garrison Blue, but Rockefeller was all over it.
And that's the bang-bang play where Rockefeller arrives right on time, and he is tracking the ball. He doesn't turn his head or turn his helmet to the back away from the quarterback. It is the correct timing there, and that is a picture-perfect how you do it.
Bossier City going to have to punt now. That is a really... they're going to fake it. He's going up the middle. Look at Nemchek go! Getting the first down. How about the play from Robert Nemchek? Bossier City throwing everybody off guard here tonight in Louisiana.
Absolutely unbelievable. I have never seen that play called before in live and in person, much less pay off. No one was expecting it. The defenders were all wrong-footed.
Unbelievable. Robert Nemchek, they've got 20 seconds left. Pickler firing down to the left side, getting it to a wide receiver, and they're going to have to make something happen quick. Do you spike the ball here, Alex? No, they're going to go another shot. Inside, tries to get it to his receiver, Vincalia. They've been connecting all night, but nonetheless, it does stop the clock. They're going to get 3 points out of this, Alex, because of a fake punt where Robert Nemchek got the ball. It was a direct snap to Nemchek, who took the ball in between the tackles and now setting up a 31-yard attempt for Matt Finnick. This is unbelievable.
This is the stuff that stories are made of. You couldn't write this up and have it be believable. What an incredible play leading to extra points right before the half, really putting all the pressure on Sin City.
I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I want to get a replay of that fake punt because I'm pretty sure the center didn't even know he was snapping it to Nemchek. I don't know if he knew. I mean, the Gunners were going. You know what I mean?
You think that just maybe he just had a little twitch in the wrist and accidentally snapped it the wrong way?
If so, that's a heads-up play from Nemchek, and that man deserves a raise. And that's going to take us into the half. Bossier City stirring up some stuff in the pot here tonight with a fake punt when Robert Nemchek takes it up the middle for a first down. Bossier City ends the half with a field goal. And now, Alex, we've reached halftime. We've reached halftime, and Bossier City just blowing everybody's mind. Break it down this first half here.
Where else can you say except for the fact that this game has been had one way that it started with Sin City exploding on offense and then stopping Bossier City cold on a 3-and-out. But since then, Sin City has not scored a single point, and Bossier City has 4 consecutive drives with points. A field goal, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal to bookend it. This has been a show of force by this offensive line, by Rob Nemchek and Johnny Pickler finding all his open targets. It's really been a complete show on the air or through the air and on the ground for the Steamers. Sin City has to make adjustments on both sides of the football. The only man who is doing everything right is Al Dillapre Sr., and even then, he's getting sometimes where he's getting hit and not able to come up with it, but you can't ask one man to do everything for you.
That is unbelievable. Welcome back, everybody, into Bossier City here as the Steamers really, I mean, this home crowd is through the roof. It's electric right now, Alex. And this team is really lighting everybody up. We saw the great offense from Bossier City. Can we see some defensive adjustments from Sin City to kind of taper those explosive plays off? Because it was pretty insane what we were seeing here out of Johnny Pickler, just throwing it up, high pointing the ball. I mean, it was really, really accurate. He was pinpoint accurate. The run game was good. Sin City's got to clean some stuff up here, right, Alex?
They absolutely must, and they don't have any time to waste. They are currently down 2 scores. They're down 13 points. It's a very funny number to be down because of how a 2-point conversion by the Bossier City if they score another touchdown here, or how a field goal puts them up by 3 scores. It cannot be allowed to happen. This gets out of hand too quickly, and then you're just playing catch-up all game.
So 1st and 10, Johnny Pickler, quick fire, and a really good grab from number 81 there. It's Jeff Banfield. And great job there. Hey, we're going to introduce this defense here for Sin City because I just realized we never did. Defensive ends are Gary Burney and Mike All. Frank Doom and Big Snacks are the defensive tackles. Mark Ronick and Jay Mark are the inside linebackers. Zach Benjamin and Gary Clem are the outside linebackers. Evan Lacey, Terrence Pearson, and Joshua Durr are the corners as Pickler's going to fire off. Gets the ball to Kalia, setting up a 2nd and 2. And Kanye Rockefeller and King Jamal are the safeties. And man, I got to tell you, so far 2 for 2, Johnny Pickler on this drive. And Sin City's got to clean something up. I mean, maybe press on the outside, do something. You got to lock these receivers down. As Johnny Pickler is under center here in an I Joker set. He's going to hand off up the middle, and that time, that's a big play for the defense of Sin City.
Stacking the box, they can smell the run. Everyone knew it was coming, but it's one of those things where you've been so reliable so far, you just got to ask your linebackers to make a stand there, and Gary Clem answers the call, actually getting a tackle for no gain.
Nice tackle there from Clem as Pickler's got some time in the pocket. Oh my, what an interception! Put some mustard on your name, Jay Mart. He's been doing this since the Lone Star glory days. And how about the hops from the linebacker, Alex?
Absolutely taking to the skies, falling down to the ground. I don't even know how he came up with it, but he does. This is the athletic play that makes you wonder, man, is this guy a tight end in disguise? Could he make that switch? Who knows? But he's just too bad attitude there on defense to waste anywhere else. Oh my goodness, what an athletic play.
So that could be the turnaround that Sin City needs. Scar Patterson's got to make something happen, though, here. 1st down, Patterson back in the pocket. Oh, go up and get it. Holy, we talked about Dillapre going up and making things happen. He's been the one flawless player, it seems like, on Sin City, and he shows it again there. 4 receptions, 125 yards, and he just got body slammed, Alex. We're going to see a second.
Called for adjustments. Mike, you called for adjustments at half. We've gotten adjustments at half. Bossier City's 4-drive streak snapped, and now this offense suddenly showing bursts of athleticism. Logan Lee here getting that inch needed to get a fresh set of downs, but everything, it looks like these coaches lit a fire in this team at halftime.
It absolutely seems like that. We got a little bit of an iffy call there. I didn't think that was a 1st down. Nonetheless, the referees here are going to say that it is a 1st down. Sin City's going to keep it moving here. Patterson back in the pocket and pressure off the right side. He goes down. Biff Markham coming around the outside and taking him down for the sack.
It's the nifty swim move to get past the guard and allows him that straight line shot from the side. And you've got to have a timer in your head about getting the ball out there. Scar Patterson has been under threat all night. He's got to make that adjustment next.
Patterson's got some time in the pocket, and he finds Talon Steele wide open. Just a blown coverage from Bossier City, and suddenly Sin City's knocking on the door here, Alex.
And they are progressing downfield with ease after some serious bang-bang momentum building plays. They're almost within field goal range. Oh, no, they are within field goal range at this point, but you can't settle for 3. You have to get 6.
I think you're exactly right. We're going to see 1st and 10 here from Scar Patterson and company. It's a pro look. They're going to send the fullback in motion from the right to the left. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Got some time in the pocket, chucks it down to the left side out to the flat, and that's Bobby with the reception. And that's a nice little pickup there for Sin City.
What really impresses me on that play, though, is the coverage by Stuart Zamelia there. His first assignment is to cover Talon Steele, who would have gotten a first down if the ball had gone in his direction. Instead, forcing the underneath route from Patterson, and then Zamelia comes down to take that route away.
Nice handoff to Logan Lee here as they get the run game back involved. And that changes a lot of things, too, especially whenever you're tightening up here in the back of the, going towards the into the red zone. Right, there's less space to move around, and if you're bringing the run game out too and forcing teams to bring down their safeties, this could be really, really tight here for Bossier City's defense.
Forcing multiple options, you can't count anything out. Look how easily they get those 5 yards just by going up the gut.
Really good run up the middle as Robert Johnson gets the handoff this time. And I gotta say, if they get the run game involved again, Scar Patterson kind of alleviates some of that pressure, right? That it all has to be on his arm. I mean, you got to think back to the Canton days here. 2nd and 5. Patterson going to hand off to Logan Lee, breaking a tackle, fighting for the first down, can't get it. Good play from the defense as it was, I believe it was number 34 coming in, or no, it was 44, Bob Funk coming in and making the play from the safety position.
And it's everyone in the secondary that is being forced to respond because now finally Sin City's line is responding.
So Sin City trying to pick up this inches situation here. What are they going to do in this situation? Patterson's going to hand off.
Oh my God!
Picked up by Biff Markham and add the face mask onto it, or the horse collar. One of them. They're going to call it a face mask. Add that on top of it.
Everything going wrong for the Samurai. They finally had a drive where everything was looking certain for them to close the gap, to be able to put their mark on this game and start a comeback after just an incredible interception to stop Bossier City, and instead they fumble away right as they're about to get glory.
Bossier City gets the ball back into Johnny Pickler's hands as he's going to toss out to the right, their left side. Rob Noel breaking a tackle, getting the first down there, having to be tracked down by the defender. And man, what a good run. That was Joshua Durr on the tackle.
And what's wild about this outcome is just, you got to realize that this back and forth, Bossier City now has the ball again, and over half the third quarter is gone, just like that. And they are in such a dominant position. Not getting a touchdown there was so damaging to Sin City's hopes.
Yeah, that was definitely tough. Pressure off the backside, quick fire to Vincalia. That's been his quick release so far tonight. Vincalia has been almost a safety valve for Johnny Pickler. But I want to look at this. Alex, I mean, if you're the coaching staff for Sin City, you've got to, surely when you go back and you watch tape on this game, you're going to look at those 2 drives that really came close to scoring and ended with turnovers. That's going to be where you kind of look at this and say, we've got to clean this up.
Absolutely. It's those 2 mental errors. It's the instance of not being able to hang on to the football in either of these situations. If Sin City was able to take those 2 turnover drives and actually get touchdowns out of them, they're up right now instead of down 2 scores.
I completely agree with you, and I really think the coaching staff's going to take a long look at this. It's King Jamal getting a really nice run stop there on that last play. Quads look, Johnny Pickler under center. He's got some time in the pocket, firing downfield, a one-handed catch. What a play from Jeff Banfield, one-handed. I'll tell you, Johnny Pickler right now is slinging the rock, making some dangerous throws, and he's loving it. He's taking these wide receivers out tonight.
The disrespect that this man has for Kanye Rockefeller, that man who is very, very close to leading the league in all-time pass deflections, by the way.
Great pass block there from the running back. back there as Pickler tries to get it to his receiver. And really, that was a tough one. But again, I'm telling you, he's going to be taking these wide receivers out, to a couple locations on the town on his dime tonight because they've been bailing him out. It has been very, very close calls from Pickler, but these receivers have been spectacular.
And that ball is absolutely a duck that just wobbles through the air, somehow caught. What on earth was that?
Yeah, it was a really good play there. Again, he had inside leverage and took advantage of it there against the corner, even though it was a little bit deflected. He got lucky there. Bunch set here for Johnny Pickler. 3rd and 8 situation. Do the Steamers move the chains here? Sin City trying to get a stop. Nice pocket there. Gets it to Kalia. Bounces off a couple heads. And Sin City getting a really important stop there. Quietly getting the ball back here. Out of field goal range are the Steamers. And this is, you got to think, if Sin City gets the ball back, they can't make another mistake. They can't have another drive end up with an empty possession.
There's just not enough clock left for them to make that kind of mistake again and have any hope of winning. Not with how effectively Bossier City has been running the football and how Johnny Pickler has been able to conjure up 3rd down conversions of thin air.
The punt's going to be taken, gets out to the sideline. Nice spin move there. Way to make something out of nothing. Robert Johnson, Rojo, getting in on the action from the punt return game and special teams. And so 1st and 10, Sin City, they found a little bit more success in the run game on the last drive, but they've got to scheme some people open. I'd love to see some more Talon Steele on this drive, Alex.
Absolutely. There's been a couple times where he's found Steele up the seam all alone and just with a safety to beat. If he does that one more time, he'll lower the shoulder and throw a safety on their butt.
Well, he does go up the seam, and actually it is the Talon Steele. A nice little skinny post there up the seam and finds Talon Steele. I got to say, you called it, partner.
How you like it. Just one of those that's just right behind the linebackers, right in front of the safeties. If he has one more step to get some momentum, he can put his shoulder down and lean into the body of Bob Funk there and maybe put him behind. But Funk gets there just in time before he can build up ahead.
That was a great play on 1st down to open this possession. Really making the safeties honest here. Patterson back in the pockets, got some pressure. Woo! Somehow makes the grab. Holy cow. Really good play there from the receiver. That's number 83, I believe. Was it? I did not get a look on that again. Oh, I didn't get a look to see who that was. But regardless, nonetheless, it was a really good catch from the receiver. 2nd and 8 situation here. Patterson's got to get the ball out. Oh, whoa, nearly intercepted. Put a little bit too much mustard on that ball, Alex, and Funk almost took advantage of it.
Let me tell you, this was supposed to be a pass that was going to the tight end, not a hot dog that was going to the upper decks. Take a little bit off that one and hold the relish while you're at it, please. Jeez.
The 3rd and 8 situation, if you're the Sin City Samurai, you cannot come off the field here. You got to keep your offense driving. And that's going to be Kenny Hendricks going in motion, setting up a trips look on the right. Patterson's got one receiver out to the left side. He's got time in the pocket. Fires out to the receiver. Great job by Talon Steele getting inside leverage there, and great job by Patterson finding him.
And it's the dragging of the wide receiver from the right to the left side to set up that one-on-one matchup, giving so much a size advantage to the tight end Talon Steele over Gunny McGuire there. Gunny's a great guy, don't get me wrong, excellent in the coverage game, but cornerback versus tight end, inside leverage, we know what's going to happen.
Gunny McGuire not too small, either 6'3", 225, as Patterson's going to hand it off up the middle to Rojo here, picking up a nice gain of 3. And I mean, I got to say, the passing on this drive, right, they're opening some things up. They're unlocking some things in the pass game I think that they struggled with in the second quarter. And it's really looking promising for Sin City. Now, the biggest thing, Patterson's got to take care of the football here. 2nd and 7. Patterson in the pocket, firing downfield. Oh, had the grab, but broken up. Holdorf coming in and making a really impressive pass breakup.
Dillapre with arms outstretched, his arms wide. He's trying to get there, gets his fingers on the football, but before he can cradle it to his chest, ouch, that's a mugging from the safety.
So Patterson under center here, trying to get a 1st down. Quads look, they're showing blitz. The Steamers are up the middle. showing some A-gap pressure. Patterson's got to get the ball out quick. He finds Talon Steele again. And this is exactly what we talked about on this drive. You find your big tight end, find your safety valve, just as Johnny Pickler's been doing with Vin Calia, you're doing now with Talon Steele, and it was a really nice route concept there.
And the difference here, Calia being 6'2", 221, he's lightning quick. He's using his speed to get into open spaces, but Talon Steele, 6'7", 263, is just bigger and saying, do something about it.
He's boxing people out on the defense out there. 1st and 10. Patterson gonna hand off again to Rojo up the middle. We're gonna say that's 2nd and 10. I thought that was a little bit more than back to the line to gain, but nonetheless, the refs are gonna call it 2nd and 10. We're gonna see Patterson.
Some unusual spots in both directions tonight. At least we can say that they aren't favoring anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're exactly right. Look at the first downs gain, 19-9 for Bossier City over Sin City. Patterson back in the pocket. Nice corner route. He had the open man, just couldn't hang on to it.
Talon Steele letting his squad down that time. It's one of those moments where he's been so reliable tonight, but he doesn't quite have enough open space. He doesn't turn his head in time. He doesn't think that the ball's coming his way just yet.
So you can hear this Louisiana crowd getting really loud here. They do not want Bossier City in the end zone. Patterson's gonna make something happen. Fires down. Oh, what a play! Oh, taking it back down the sideline. That is picked off. Zach Holdorf coming in after the really impressive pass breakup, getting one in his hands, taking it back the other way.
And it's a scheming Talon Steele inside route while there's another breaking to the post. Holdorf is there in one spot, able to cover both routes for that brief second. Patterson not seeing him underneath, and he just skies to snag it.
Oh, so that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Put your 4s up in the chat as we've got a good game here. Bossier City, listen, the score may be 20-7, but Bossier City and Sin City, both of these teams playing well. Bossier City seems to just be a little bit more alive right now, Alex.
They're just a little bit tighter. They just made a couple of fewer mistakes. There's a fewer mental errors on that side of the ball. Neither team is playing flawless, but Bossier just has a little bit more composure tonight.
Certainly the home crowd helps as Banfield going out on a corner route. Pickler trying to connect with them, and that's funny. That was the exact same concept that Scar Patterson just threw an interception on. That double cross over there, the scissors concept, and trying to hit that corner route, and Sin City almost just took it back the other way like Bossier City did.
What is this? Anything you can do, I can do better nonsense? Don't make that kind of call. You just saw what that play call got them. Don't do that.
Johnny Pickler letting his ego get in the way a little bit here. 2nd and 10. Pickler under center. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to take the ball himself. Hopefully he can get a block and carries into the 1st down range, picking up the 1st down. And there you see the turnovers right there. Alex, been the story of the evening, 3-1.
Truly the difference maker has been these turnovers. And not only that they've been turnovers, but when they've come, right, they've been heartbreaking moments where it's been absolutely derailing to Sin City's attempts to get back in this football game.
I mean, you see the average yards per play. Both of these teams offensively have, they've had success moving the ball. Bossier City just hasn't made the mistakes.
And you can't harp on this enough times. Sin City has not scored since their opening drive.
Pickler firing down and gets Calia again. That's got to be a really impressive number of grabs for Calia tonight.
Calia so far sitting on a total of 8 grabs on 12 targets. He is so reliable for them. Somehow only on 80 yards. He doesn't quite have the century marker yet, but I would not be surprised to see him get there.
We've seen a lot of these arrow routes from Bossier City tonight. I think they're taking advantage of the fact that Sin City's just sitting back in zones and really just finding ways to make it happen. Couldn't hang on to that one as Dave Axis, yeah.
Dave Axis with the stone hands moment. That man was open. There was no defender there. He was just thinking, oh, I'm about to go get a touchdown, aren't I? And instead, he doesn't even get the reception. Come on, man.
So 2nd and 10 here. Interested they're not going a little bit more to the run game considering how successful it's been tonight. Pickler going to toss it back out, and there we go. Noel getting a yard? for 3rd and 9. Fighting for a yard. That was a hard-fought yard.
You know what? I can tell you what I think they're doing there. They know they're going to run it on 2nd down, so they'll throw the pass on 1st down just to try and open up the box, make you respect the fact that Pickler is 20 for 30 so far tonight. He is slinging the rock.
3rd and 9 here. Pickler's got a nice pocket, taking the ball himself.
Yeah.
He's going to try and get a 1st down. They're going to say he got it. Moving the ball for the Steamers here is Johnny Pickler with his legs.
Once again, with the spots that are like a little here, a little bit there, but he managed. They say that he moved the change, whatever. This isn't worth challenging. They will challenge it, though.
Isn't it funny how it works? You said this isn't worth challenging, then they go. Yeah, that's great. So Sin City's going to challenge this one. And this is interesting. If they lose this challenge, Alex, they lose a timeout, which really could help them later on.
And that's why I say this one isn't worth it, because even if you do manage to force it to become a 4th down situation where Bossier City will absolutely take the 3 points here, they're more than happy to. I will say this should be overturned. They should not say that this is a 1st down.
And it's overturned. Wow, so Sin City coming up big here on the challenge and saving that timeout in their pocket. And now it's going to be an inches situation for Bossier City. Actually, they're going to say 4th and 1. They're not even going to call it inches, Alex. They taking the field goal.
That's a better spot. We got the correct angle from the sky cam to really see exactly where that was going to go. Now they're going to rely on Matt Fennick to go and get them another lead. Extend the lead.
You guys are watching Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on the VFN, the SFL wraps up Week 3 today. The UFL is back Monday and Wednesday, and the SFL returns for Week 4 Friday and Saturday. No other network gives you more football. The SFL lives on VFN. Mike O'Neill, Alex West here. Alex, it's been a fun one. The score doesn't really show it, right? But
no,
it's been there. Like the football has been there.
Absolutely. There's been, if you take the score aside, you just look at what the offenses have done. They have both been producing some exciting football. Scar Patterson, 15 to 27. You could say that maybe he'd be a little more reliable if he didn't throw 2 interceptions. He'd be a lot happier with that stat line if he had maybe 1 more touchdown instead and 1 more rushing touchdown for the offense through Logan Lee or Robert Johnson, one of the 2 of them. There are no rushing touchdowns for this team. They desperately need to get some sort of energy on the ground, but at this point, it's a little too late. You've got to throw the football, and you've got to throw it well.
1st and 10 here. Scar Patterson under center. They've got to make something happen here, Alex. So he's going to wait the snap. He's going to send Dillapre in motion from right to left. Do we see another explosive play from him down the stretch? This could be really big here on this drive.
Trying to isolate him against Gunny McGuire.
Patterson back in the pocket, getting a nice little corner route to Talon Steele, and we've got a game update for you guys. Cameron, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Mike. Not a lot. Charleston and Florida, at this point, it's 3-0. Comisac, 1-yard touchdown, makes it 10-0 towards the end of the first half. And we just hit the end of the third, and that's the same score. Florida leads Charleston 10-zip. Back to you.
So, battle on the coast down there. Florida and Charleston, and that's tough. I appreciate it, Cam, as Logan Lee gets the handoff here. Picking up the 1st down, I believe.
Moving the chains. And this city showdown that we've got here between Sin City and Bossier City, it's one of those where I think that we're going to look back on it, and it's going to be a good game where there's opportunities, but right now, down 16, you've got to score a touchdown and get 2-point conversions twice.
Patterson got to fire out. He hits another corner route, this time on the other side to Talon Steele. 2nd and 3, and he's been really good in this second half.
And he's been getting these one-on-one matchups against Gunny McGuire where he's able to use his size to push him out of the way of the ball and able to get the leverage that he wants.
2nd and 3 here. Patterson going to hand off. It's Logan Lee finding a crease and picking up the 1st down again. Now look, I like the balance in the offense, but you got to question, where was this earlier in the game?
And it's one of those things where it's because I feel like they weren't able to actually move the football early. They tried to get it going on the ground quite a few times, but Bossier City had great linebacker and safety coverage coming downhill to stop that running game. Now that it's pass only, these are the moments when they're finally able to find those holes in the box.
Allen Steele going in motion from right to left. Patterson looking to get the snap here. He's going to drop back in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Bossier City getting a sack there. That's Joe Boo McSlim coming in from the defensive tackle spot.
Blitzing coming from multiple angles. It's a creative package that lets Joe Boo McSlim proceed almost unblocked here. It's two tight ends that are on the left side, but it's that swim move that he does, beating out the guard Chance there. Adam Chance, who's done a great job in seasons past, just gets one got over on him there.
2nd and 16. Do they have something dialed up in the playbook for a long situation? Patterson's got to get the ball off. Grabbed by Dillapre and somehow muscles forward for a few more. This is a 3rd and 4. Suddenly, that's not too much to ask.
Yeah, their long playbook is, where's Al? Throw it over in his direction. He's down there somewhere. That's the long yard to go playbook for Sin City right now, and it's hard to blame him.
The play call sheet just says any long situation, look for Al Dillapre. 3rd and 4 here. Scar Patterson handing off and blown up in the backfield. What a play from the defense, blowing it up in the backfield. Rob Foraker says, no, thank you. You're not going to take this one.
Absolutely sealing the edge here, and this is an absolute backbreaker. You can't afford to be punting away, and yet they feel like they're forced to. There's just no time left for this kind of decision.
It's a nice punt, downing inside the 10, I believe, but still, you got to think. I mean, you gotta, at some point, you gotta go for it, right? You gotta try and put things up. I understand it's 5 minutes left, but I mean, look, you're down a couple scores here. You gotta get something moving. As Johnny Pigler awaits the snap here, 1st and 10, he's gonna send Garrison Blue in motion from the right to the left. Garrison Blue out on an island on the left side here. They're gonna go handoff up the middle. Rob Noel muscling for about 9.
Lots of hands on the ground there. You knew that was going to be an absolute bulldozer of a line push. All the big bodies there just pushing, shoving, getting everything they could. With Rob Noel having that much beef in front of him, is it any wonder that he got that many yards?
I mean, look, you can see the carries there, and the yards, the averaging 4.4 yards per carry in the end of the 4th quarter is pretty dang good, Alex. 2nd and 1 here. Again, same look. Garrison Blue out on the outside, I guess for blocking purposes. And it looks like Bossier City going to keep hammering this run game, and why not? When you've got over the century mark on the ground, why not? Nemchek this time.
And with this much speed in the backfield with Robert Nemchek, and you've got Rob Noel that's the hammer, there's no reason to do anything else, especially when at this point you're up by 16. You just need to work the clock. That's all we're looking at this point is body blows, sapping the defense's will to fight and making sure there's no chances for the offense to bring the team back into this game. No way that Scar Patterson can conjure a miracle on the road.
1st and 10 here. Again, it's Bossier City just trying to run the clock here. And they're going to hand off this time again to Noel. Just really finding great rushing lanes, picking up a first down on that. He rolls over somebody to get there.
Oh, Kanye Rockefeller gets injured on that one too. He just rolls over the man and then sends him to the sideline. What a brutal play. Rob Noel really putting his mark on the end of this game.
And you hate to see it. You hate to see a player go down like that. So we're going to see Bossier City get the ball back again. Week 4 begins Friday with the Matt Wilson SFL kickoff show with Mike and Gerald, and headlined Friday by the Battle of the Birds, Baltimore and Carolina. Chicago takes on Vancouver, and Oklahoma City heads to Fort Worth. It's all right here on the Virtual Football Network. Bossier City handing off again. Rob Noel getting some space, putting a man in the dirt, and man, he has been fun to watch tonight.
It's been a performance to really behold. This man has been all over the field. The only thing that he hasn't done so far is gotten a touchdown, and you kind of wonder if that's coming too at this rate.
Don't put that on Sin City. That's you would hate to see that right now. They're running the clock out, and listen, it tells you.
It's not to disrespect Sin City, but I know that Rob Noel's going for it, because you got to understand that man is one touchdown away from the 20th on his career. He wants to get to the big 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to match his number here, and Johnny Pickler looking to hand off the ball again. They're going to stick with this eye Joker set, and why not? It's been working for him. They go with the draw. This time it's Nimchek. And I think these two are having a little bit of a... Oh, and he's down. Robert Nimchek is down. This was the running back. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, or recently, this is a running back that faked the punt. Robert Nimchek, they faked the punt, and Robert Nimchek got a direct snap. Bossier City carried the ball, I believe, 7 or 8 yards up the middle to pick up the first down. It was electric. You got to go back on the highlight and see it. And make sure when you go back, you like the button, you like the... hit the like button as well for the VFN here. 1st and 10. Johnny Pickler again, or with this eye Jokers look, and I got to tell you, it's a good thing whenever you're getting close to getting to the red zone, Alex, from your running out the clock playbook.
And that's a 1-2 punch. Noel finally getting stood up after a yard, but once again, the clock working down, and you see that where the game clock and play clock are, I think we're going to hit the 2-minute warning before we even get another play off.
Yeah, I think they're taking this one down as well. We'll see what they decide to do here.
That'll probably be the end of Rob Noel's hopes to get his 20th career touchdown tonight, but with a win like this, can you even be mad about it?
I don't think so, Alex. I don't think so. And we are going to go to the 2-minute warning here in Louisiana as Bossier City looking to run this clock out and come out with a W after 2 heartbreaking losses to start this season, Alex.
Let me tell you, the Louisiana crowd here is absolutely in party mode at this point. The offense and defense have played a complete game on both sides of the football, taking advantage of mistakes made by Sin City at all points and establishing what an identity should be, and really showing that they can close out games. They can really turn the screws on a team when they have the advantage. This is exactly what I wanted to see from them and what everyone wanted to see from them. This is the kind of win that lets you really right the ship.
And that's a really great point, Alex, as Johnny Pickler gets ready to take the snap here on 2nd down. They're going to hand off to Robert Noel, who again picks up another first down. This is absolute madness here as we're going to get another timeout call. But that's a really good point, Alex, on what you're talking about. Bossier City lost 2 heartbreakers. One from a comeback to Florida, right? A late comeback to a Florida team in the first week of the season. The second, they lost in overtime to Charleston. So you got to imagine that a lot of these Bossier City fans are watching this team and they're saying, what is it about this team that we can't finish out games? But then you watch this game tonight at home in front of the fans, and you look at this Sin City team who got hot a couple times. Let's be honest. They got hot. They were driving a couple big plays from Talon Steele, Dillapre. So we're going to get our final time out there. And you got to think, as Bossier City fans, this kind of feels like a sigh of relief, right? Like, oh, we can finish the game out. We can close this out. And you got to think that the coaches really worked hard over this past week to make sure that they could install this type of game plan.
Couldn't agree more, but at the same time, there's the flip of the coin, right? Bossier City has all these answered questions, has this big exhalation, as it were. What's the other side of the field looking like? Sin City now staring down their 2nd game in a row with only 7 points scored so far.
And Anthony Anderson going down, and at this point, you hate to see a player go down, but that dude's been blocking his tail off all night. I mean, Anthony Anderson has been laying fools out for this run game, and I think we just got a cheer from the Bossier City crowd here as like a sign of respect for him coming out the field.
It's how many times he's been having to pull and throw a block after having to be the pulling guard. It really wears you out, but hey, he's made a difference in big ways.
Victory formation for Bossier City. Looks like it's gonna seal the game here as they're gonna kind of run things out. It's a 2nd and 11, so they've got some time here still to kill. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed, man. Alex, I got to tell you, Bossier City tonight has really, I mean, you see the total yards at the top of the screen, 400 yards.
Couldn't agree more.
Right?
Couldn't agree
I mean,
more.
and
We're
they
gonna get
didn't
Cobb
do
to that.
all of that with just passing, right?
No.
They did a lot of that on the ground.
It was truly, it's one of those where you look at it, it's actually a balanced attack. Johnny Pickler with 204 yards through the air. That means that the rest of the yards came on the ground, and they're going to get jobbed of their 400 yards on the night after these kneel downs. But all the same, this has been a complete performance by both sides of the football. The trouble of it all is really, where do you make your mark on improving? What do you got to do? Bossier City just has to tighten up and really make sure they don't make the small mistakes, clean up the little things. You can afford the occasional big mistake, like Johnny Pickler did throw an interception. He's only gotten 1 touchdown, but this team as a whole has done all of the little things right tonight.
I couldn't agree more with you. And for Sin City, you gotta. It's still early in the season, right? We're only a few games in here for Sin City as they're going to take their 2nd loss here on the season, and there's plenty of time to right the ship. I think that there's positives. When you're the coaching staff looking back at this, obviously, like I said before, you're looking back at the turnovers, but Al Dillapre has been a huge bright spot, right? If you can scheme him open, sky's the limit for the Sin City team.
Couldn't agree more. Don't forget, they started last season 0-2. In season 23, they were 0-1. They struggled early on. It's one of those things where this team does not start hot. They start slow, and then they roll into it over time. So it's not that big. It's not a big deal if things are a little shaky at first. The wheels aren't coming off yet.
And that's going to do it for us here. Bossier City getting the win 23-7 over Sin City, where they put up 17 points in the 2nd quarter. And I got to tell you, we've talked a lot about Bossier City. We've talked a little bit about what Sin City can do. Any final thoughts on this matchup, Alex?
It's honestly one of those where it was always about who was going to make the fewest mistakes, and Bossier City with the home crowd had what they needed, and Rob Noel was gassed up running angry tonight. That's a hard thing to deal with. That's my game ball going to Rob Noel, because how angry he ran tonight, even without a touchdown. Doesn't matter. He averaged almost 5 yards a carry.
Game ball for me going to Robert Nimchek on that fake punt, because wow, and you don't see it
Yeah.
often. Anyways, Mike O'Neill here, Alex West, Commissioner Cameron Irvine in the booth or back at SFL HQ. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.